The Fort Morgan Mustangs a couple of weekends ago, a game that was originally slated to be played in Sterling, but thanks to Mother Nature back on the 9th of March, they had to move that game to Fort Morgan rather than Sterling because of snow on the field here at Tiger Field, and Sterling on the road got the victory 17-4 to open up their campaign this season, and now they will look to make it a 2-0 start to the year against a team that they've had a fair amount of success against in just a couple of meetings. As we take a look at our keys to the contest, brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants since 2003, providing a big firm product with small firm relationships. Visit westerneci.com to learn more about the services they provide. The Tigers 2-0 against Wellington, dating back to last season. This is a second-year program for the Eagles. They finished last year 10-14 in their first year as a program, but none of those wins came against teams with a winning record, and I think that's something to at least keep in the back of your mind, is they had success against the teams that struggled last year. They struggled against the better opponents like Sterling, like the Eatons and Universities and some of those other teams. So it'll be interesting to see if there's another year of growth. Of course, with a second-year program, you've got freshmen, sophomores, and a few juniors that have moved up a year. But it's a very young program, very young roster, and obviously there's going to be some growing pains along with it. But they do have a few key arms that I think may be able to take a step forward this year and really kind of solidify this team and make them a team that you kind of have to keep an eye on. They can be one of those sneaky dark horse teams that if you're not careful, they can catch you when you're not paying attention. Sterling very successful last year. They won 11-1 and 20-2 against Wellington in their two meetings a year ago. They're going to try to do the same thing here today, relying on a freshman arm on the hill as they are going to turn to Memphis Dempsey today to get the start. Memphis making his first start of the season, and he will have his hands full against a 1 year older, 1 year wiser Wellington offense, a team that, at least in their one win this season, has put up some pretty quality numbers, and we'll see if Memphis, in his first start of his varsity career, can come out here and put on a quality showing for second-year head coach Scott DiOrio. Our starting lineups today are presented by Sydney Regional Medical Center. Don't let an injury keep you out of the game. Learn more about the services available at Sydney Regional Medical Center online at sydneyrmc.com. We mentioned Memphis Dempsey on the hill. He's caught by Case and Bamford behind the plate. Ethan Felzines at first, CJ Gonzalez at second. Robbie Carrasco's over at third, Dayton DiOrio at shortstop. Trenton Allen will get the start in left field, Andrew Wright in center, and Brendan Welsh will be in right field defensively. Meanwhile, for the Wellington Eagles offensively, it'll be Braxton Garner, the right fielder, leading it off. Parker Jimenez, the first baseman, batting second. Carter Whedon will be the center fielder and hit third. Tanner Gray, the pitcher, in the cleanup spot. Tegan Griman, the DH, bats fifth. Deegan Kaiser, the second baseman, will hit sixth. Tanner McLean is in left field. He will bat seventh. Nolan Jarrett, the catcher, batting eighth. And Cade Keller, the shortstop, will bat ninth. We will step aside, and when we come back, we will have first pitch as the Tigers and the Eagles get set to do battle for the third time in their program's histories. It's coming up next, the home opener of Sterling Tiger Baseball, right here, 105.7 KPMX, KPMX.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sterling High School. Today's starting lineups. First for the visiting team, Wellington Eagles. Batting first and playing right field, Braxton Gardner.
I don't think you're on.
No, you're not. They can hear you, I guess.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sterling High School. Today's starting lineups. First for the visiting Wellington Eagles. Batting first and playing right field, Braxton Garner. Playing first base, Parker Jimenez. Batting third, playing center field, Carter Whedon. Pitching, Tanner Gray. Eagles designated hitter is Tegan Griman. Playing second, Deegan Kaiser. The Eagle left fielder is Tanner McLean. Catching and batting 7th, Nolan Jarrett. Batting 8th, Cade Keller. And third base, Nathan Blem. And for the home team, the Sterling Tigers, leading off center fielder Andrew Wright. Batting second and playing shortstop, Dayton Diorio. Batting third and catching, Kason Bramford. Batting cleanup and playing left field, Trent Allen. First baseman, Ethan Felzine. Playing third base, Robbie Carrasco. Today's pitcher and designated hitter, Memphis Dempsey. Playing second, CJ Gonzalez. And Tiger right fielder, Brandon Welsh.
Okay, now I do it? No. Do you not speak national anthem? Did we do?
If you stand and remove your hats for the national anthem, please.
It is now.
Tiger Field, first pitch imminent here for the 2024 home opener.
Good to go.
And the Tigers today in their all white uniforms, white jerseys, white pants, the white front cap with the black back cap, the orange bill, and the Tiger paw on the front.
Back at Tiger Field in Sterling, we're just about ready for the opening pitch of the home opener as the Sterling Tigers get set to take on the Wellington Eagles. Our first pitch today, visit bankofcolorado.com to learn more. Bank of Colorado, there's only one. Member FDIC. Memphis Dempsey making his first career start in a Tiger uniform, by the way, sporting new home whites this year. White jerseys, white pants with a black and orange trim up the side of the jersey, up under the underarm. Black stripe around the base of the sleeves. They've got the black and white lids with the orange across the front, orange numbers on the front and back of the uniforms. Wellington, meanwhile, sporting the black tops with white stripes along the base of the sleeve. They've got the double white stripes, white numbers on the front and back. Thank goodness for that. They're big and easy to read. And they've got Eagles in block maroon letters trimmed in white across the front, white pants to go with the black uniforms, and maroon hats with the white W for the Wellington Eagles today. Freshman right-hander finishing his warm-up tosses. He'll be opposed by Tanner Gray, the sophomore for the Wellington Eagles. Gray 1-0 on the season, 4 innings of work. He gave up 1 run. It was earned for a 1.75 ERA, 4 hits, 6 walks, 10 strikeouts for Gray in his only outing this season. Look at our pitching matchup is brought to you by the folks at Sterling Health Foods. Get everything you need to fight the cold and flu season with natural and effective supplements. It's affordable with their rewards plan at Sterling Health Foods on Highway 6, just south of Sterling. Braxton Garner, the right fielder, will step in to lead it off. Right-handed hitter against the right-hander Memphis Dempsey, and the first pitch misses down in the dirt for ball one. Again, resetting the defense for you. Behind the plate is Case and Bamford. Ethan Falzine over at first. C.J. Gonzalez at second, as the 1-0 pitch is a fastball just below the knees and a shade outside, 2-0. On the left side of the infield, it's Robbie Carrasco at third, Dayton DiOrio at short. The 2-0 pitch misses down and away again. A 3-0 start on Braxton Garner. Garner this season in one game of work, hitting .667, a couple of hits in 3 at-bats, and he'll draw a 4-pitch walk to open the day as the leadoff man's aboard for Wellington. And he will head to first and be replaced by the large, imposing figure that is Parker Jimenez. Junior Jimenez hitting .200 on the year with 3 runs batted in. Good speed at first in Garner. Long look over, and the first pitch swung on and missed as Dempsey pulled the string to get Jimenez out in front. 67 degrees and sunny on this Tuesday afternoon. The home opener for Tiger baseball. The 0-1 in the dirt bounces off of Bamford's leg, and it hops over the back of his head by the time he realizes where the ball's at. Braxton Garner is able to move into second on the wild pitch. Rest of the outfield defensively for the Tigers: Trenton Allen in left field, Andrew Wright in center field, and Brennan Welsh in right field. Andrew is shaded towards right center. Big gap in left center between Wright and Allen. Allen, of course, one of the top 2 arms for this team a year ago. He'll be slated into that 1-2 role again with C.J. Gonzalez, who started Sterling's only other game this season as the 1-1 pitch after a short meeting from Case and Bamford to the hill. Misses up and away. 2 balls and a strike on Jimenez. Runner at second, nobody out. 2-1 pitch popped up behind home plate. That ball is a mile high. It's going to drift down the third baseline. Robbie Carrasco will call off Jimenez and make the catch for the first out of the inning. Carrasco, not an everyday starter his freshman year. Got some playing time here and there. Really started to come on late in the year, though, that first year. Got himself a starting nod his sophomore year and has latched on to that third base position, and that will be his spot heading into his junior season. First pitch to the 3-hole hitter Carter Whedon misses in the dirt for ball one. Runner remains at second with 1 away. No score here in the top of the first. Leadoff walk issued by Memphis Dempsey. 1-0 pitch to Whedon, misses low, no, called a strike on the outside edge. Got it at the bottom of the kneecaps. He's got a very subtle strike call, does the home plate umpire, so you got to keep a weather eye on the man in blue. 1-1 pitch dips below the knees that time. 2 balls and 1 strike. Whedon coming in today, hitting zeros across the board so far as he's looking for his first hit. He'll take the 2-1 offering at the bottom of the zone for a called strike. It's now 2-2. Whedon with a run scored and a couple of at-bats, a couple of walks. Dempsey checks the runner at second. The 2-2 pitch is popped up. Center of the diamond, calling it off is Dayton DiOrio, and he makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Just a shallow pop behind the mound. DiOrio there to take it. And after the leadoff walk, a couple of soft pops off the bat of the center of the order for the Wellington Eagles. But it's not an easy task now, as you've got to retire big Tanner Gray, the quarterback of the Wellington football team, who led them to a very successful season during the fall. Takes a first pitch fastball at the knees for a called strike. Gray, just a sophomore, looking for his first hit, does have a run scored. He's Got 4 at-bats on the year, a couple of walks, and 3 strikeouts.
The Eagles here in their opening
Also been hit by a pitch this season. Takes a pitch
freshman, 16
down out of the bottom of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike.
his credit.
15 pitches for Dempsey. He'd like to get out of this inning without much more, as he gets a swing and a foul tip back to the screen from Tanner Gray. 1 ball and 2 strikes on big Tanner Gray, the pitcher for Wellington, hitting for himself in the cleanup spot, trying to help his own cause before taking the mound in the bottom of the first. That is a stacked sophomore, ladies and gentlemen. Upright stance, waves the bat over his head. The 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. See you later on the outside corner. Down looking is Gray to end the top of the first. Wellington gets a base runner to second with nobody out and cannot score. Memphis Dempsey and the Tigers head to the plate next. No score after a half inning on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
We should be okay. We should be good. Okay. Is everybody ready? Is everybody breathing? Okay? You guys all.
What is normal? Do I announce the batter and then you play the music? Do you play the music then you announce the
I
batter?
say announce, and then we'll start playing the music. Once he gets into his yeah.
I don't think there is a normal yet. First game of the season.
Like I said, 5 decades since it's been here.
Guys, I need you to.
What?
No, not you.
You can play music now.
Right now? Well, no.
Well,
I
because
wait.
it's his walker song.
Let this guy
Oh,
pitch.
no,
He's
not the rock
practicing.
song.
No, I know. I'm waiting for him to
Listen,
come out.
you can play music in between.
Yes, sir.
There's no problem.
Oh, thank you.
Back at Tiger Field in Sterling, the Tigers with a leadoff runner aboard at second after Memphis Dempsey, the freshman starter, issued a 4-pitch walk to open the ball game, get a couple of soft pops and a strikeout from Dempsey to strand that go-ahead run at second. And now they bring their bats to the plate, looking to crack the scoreboard here in the bottom of the first inning. Our first frame is brought to you in part by Ice Lanes. Have fun with your family and friends at Ice Lanes. An affordable time awaits with bowling, food, and fun. Call 970-522-3331 and reserve your lanes today. Offensively for the Tigers, it'll be Andrew Wright, Dayton DiOrio, Kason Bamford, 1, 2, and 3. Trenton Allen, Ethan Felzine, Robbie Carrasco, 4, 5, and 6. Memphis Dempsey, C.J. Gonzalez, and Brennan Welsh will round out the bottom third of the order, 7, 8, and 9. We mentioned Tanner Gray on the hill. The big man's caught by Nolan Jarrett. Parker Jimenez is over at first. Deegan Kaiser at second. Nathan Blem at third. Cade Keller at shortstop. Tanner McLean's over in left field. Carter Whedon in center, and Braxton Garner will get the start in right field today. Gray, the big righty, with the high leg kick and the deliberate delivery, finishing his warm-up tosses. We gave you his numbers at the start, but we'll run through them again. A 1-0 record in his only appearance, 4 innings of work, gave up 1 run. It was earned. A 1.75 ERA thus far, 4 hits, 6 walks, 10 strikeouts. Sterling's got to be patient today if they want to find their way aboard against a guy that's battled his command at times in his first 2 seasons as a varsity pitcher. Andrew Wright will step in to get it started. The leadoff man for the Tigers, hitting .500 on the year. He's 1 for 2 with 2 runs batted in and 3 runs scored. He drew a couple of walks against the Fort Morgan Mustangs back on the 9th of March. It's been a hot minute since the Tigers have been on the field, thanks to Mother Nature. Gotta love spring sports, right? First pitch from Gray to Wright, misses away for ball 1. Righty-righty matchup.
How was our first offense?
4th-year varsity action. Leads things off the ball outside.
1-0 offering, misses in up underneath the hands. 2 balls and no strikes to count on Wright.
Wright, the first game against the Fort Morgan Mustangs, went 1 for 2, 3 runs scored,
Blem
2 RBIs, had himself an
off the third base bag at the corner, same for Jimenez. Several steps off the line for both. The 2-0 pitch in there, thigh high, inner half, called a strike. 2-1 to count on Andrew. Scoreless so far here in the bottom of the first inning. Wellington got a runner in scoring position with nobody out, but couldn't bring him across. Gray, long look in for the sign from Jarrett. Now ready. The deliberate windup and the 2-1 pitch. Misses north of the belt. It's a 3-1 count on the Tigers center fielder. Wellington would love to, Sterling would love for Wellington to reciprocate and give them the leadoff runner on a leadoff walk. The 3-1 offering on the way from Gray. It is called a strike on the inside edge of the strike zone. Wright felt like maybe it was a shade inside, tried to sell it as such, but the home plate umpire not buying what he was selling. 3-2 the count on Wright. Good speed at the plate for the Tigers. The payoff pitch from Gray is swung on and missed. Got him with the fastball. Down on strikes is Andrew Wright to start the ball game. One away, bases empty for Dayton DiOrio. Dayton got off to a blazing start at the plate last year in his freshman season. And off to an equally hot start after a good game against Fort Morgan in the first game of the season. Went 2 for 2 with 3 runs scored, a couple of doubles for DiOrio. Right-hander steps in, crowds the plate slightly as he takes a pitch up and away for ball 1. Jimenez at first backs up defensively, as will Blem at third, expecting DiOrio with a little more pop in the bat. The 1-0 pitch is popped up. Shallow right, backpedaling is Kaiser, the second baseman. He sets up camp underneath. He's got plenty of time to make the catch for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the first inning. Tanner Gray keeping the Tigers at bay for some sort of Seussical nonsense already.
Sorry.
Right-hand junior, wearing number 4 for the Tigers.
First, too much has happened.
First game against Fort Morgan.
2 down, bases empty for Kason Bamford now. The junior catcher hitting .667 through a game thus far. A couple of hits and 3 at-bats. 3 runs batted in for Bamford as he takes one the other way. Out towards right on the first pitch. Garner, a few steps in, makes the catch. And it is a quick and quiet 1-2-3, bottom of the first inning. We're scoreless after 1, heading to the second on 105.7 KPMX and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
So with this, you have to kind of think ahead.
No, I'm figuring that out. Jesus.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Jason.
Let's say Griman, so 5, 6, 7. Yep, going Griman. Until they give us weird looks from the field, then we'll notice switching to
Oh, that's the
Griman.
top of the second. Yes, second.
Yeah. You'd be surprised some of the easy ones. You think, well, they'll get it every time they mess it up. They'll go off the road with the
By the end,
teams.
smooth.
Those strikes.
Okay, tell me when I need to cut the music.
Top of inning number 2, no score from Tiger Field in Sterling as the Tigers take to the field once again behind freshman right-hander Memphis Dempsey. Tegan Griman, Deegan Kaiser, Tanner McLean, 5, 6, and 7 for Wellington due up here in the top of the second inning. Dempsey a 4-pitch walk to start the ball game. A wild pitch moved Braxton Garner to second, and that's where he would stay. A couple of shallow pop-ups on the infield and a strikeout for Dempsey to keep that leadoff runner on base. As Griman, the DH, steps in now. Our second inning of coverage is brought to you in part by Van Wyck Insurance. Insurance from over 60 lines. So find the right one to fit your budget. Stop in and see Van Wyck today, 508 West Main Street in Sterling. First pitch to Griman, skips through the catcher, Bamford, and back to the screen for ball 1. 1-0 the count on Griman. Another right-handed bat against the right-hander Dempsey, as that one cuts off the outside edge. 2 balls and no strikes.
Dempsey just outside with a 1-0
Freshman
count to it.
Greiman
Dempsey quickly
with
sets
3 hits and 6 at-bats so far. Takes a pitch outside. 3 balls and no strikes.
3-0 the count.
A pitch away from walking the leadoff man on for the 2nd consecutive inning. Dempsey kicks, delivers, and he misses high for ball 4. So 4-pitch walk to start the ball game. A 4-pitch walk to start the 2nd inning.
Sophomore steps in.
That'll bring Deegan Kaiser, the sophomore second baseman, to the plate. Hitting .250 on the year. Couple of hits and 8 at-bats with a couple of runs batted in.
Last year was
Greiman creeping off the bag at first, being held on by Felzine, and a sweeping breaking ball in the dirt skips away from Bamford and gets all the way towards the Tiger dugout. That will advance Greiman to second. And it's like deja vu all over again, as the late great Yogi Berra would say. A leadoff walk, a wild pitch, and a runner in scoring position with nobody out. From the stretch, the 1-0 at the knees, called a strike, 1-1. Dempsey, for the most part, has been working bottom third of the zone. He's had maybe 3 or 4 pitches that have been belt high or higher. The 1-1 pitch off the end of the bat, fouled off over the first base dugout. Ball 1, strike 2 on Deegan Kaiser, with Tegan Greiman, the DH, out at second. Scoreless so far here in the top of the 2nd inning.
See if you can get the quick out here for another settle in.
Dempsey checks the runner once, then twice. The 1-2 is a bouncer towards short. It is gloved by Diorio. The strong throw over in time. Greiman does cross over and move to third on the soft 2 hopper. But for the 2nd inning in a row, Dempsey gives up the walk, the wild pitch, and then immediately gets the next guy on soft contact. See if he can get another soft pop-up on the infield, keep that runner at third with 1 away. Tanner McLean at the plate. First pitch to McLean is poured in at the knees for a called strike. McLean, a sophomore, 3 plate appearances, no hits so far this season. Still looking for his first. Couple of strikeouts thus far. He ticks one foul off the end of the bat, ricochets off the plate and behind.
Is that a strike or a foul?
No balls and 2 strikes to count on Tanner McLean. Greiman stands at third. One corner in for the Tigers. That's Robbie Carrasco at third. Felzine playing back at first defensively. The 0-1 is cued foul off the handle of the bat down the third base line. No balls, 2 strikes on McLean. Ball retrieved by the head coach David Jimenez down the third base line. First year for Jimenez.
They're making my life.
The 0-2 again. This is just above the belt, maybe a hair outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Basically, the Tigers conceding the run on anything hit to the right side of the infield with their defense playing back. 1-2 pitch, popped up, center field. Andrew Wright calling everybody off. He's going to make the grab. He'll set and fire a rocket to the plate, but it'll be just up the third base line, and in to score on the sacrifice fly is Tanner McLean. And the first point, first run, first score of the day belongs to the Wellington Eagles on the sacrifice fly to center field from Tanner McLean. That'll bring Nolan Jarrett to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. Jarrett hitting .250 this season, 1 for 4, takes a called strike at the knees. Dempsey's got to figure out how to get into that groove a little bit faster. Can't afford to continue to give up free base runners to start every inning. The 0-1 swung on and missed. That was home run swing from Nolan Jarrett and strike 2 contact from number 5. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on. 1-0 Wellington, top of the 2nd inning. Dempsey nods and sets.
The
The 0-2 pitch.
0-2.
Breaking ball stays high, 1-2.
No chase there from Jarrett. Moves the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Dempsey, like a lot of pitchers nowadays, works exclusively out of the stretch. The right-hander sets once again. The 1-2 on the way, misses down and away, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So typically,
Dempsey dead even, balls to strikes so far, 17-17. 34 total for the young righty. The 2-2 on the way, and it is a rocket through the left side and into left field, and it's misplayed by Trenton Allen. It's going to get through his legs and all the way to the fence. Coasting to second is Jarrett. It's going to be a base hit for Jarrett, and then an E7 on Trenton Allen in left, allowing him to move up an extra 90 feet. Allen expected that ball to take a little harder bounce than it did, and it rolled right underneath the glove and all the way to that fence. First hit of the ball game for either team belongs to the Wellington Eagles, as the catcher is aboard, and we're going to get a courtesy runner for Jarrett, as Owen Gabbert will take over as the runner at second, with the shortstop Cade Keller at the plate. Keller, a sophomore, still looking for his first hit of the season. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts and a walk so far. First pitch misses high for ball 1.
First pitch missing for a ball.
Dempsey nods and sets. Long look out to second. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good pitch there from Dempsey. Falls off the table. Gets Keller over the top to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Top of the order, and Braxton Garner lurking on deck. Dempsey would like to get out of this inning with no further damage on the board. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Dips down and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bamford getting the nod as the everyday catcher for this Tiger squad this season. Trying to carry the mantle of successful catchers in this program over the last several years, as that one misses outside. 3-1 the count on Keller, with 2 outs and a runner at second. A walk, a wild pitch, a ground out, a sac fly to bring in the run. The 3-1 pitch comes home. It's swung on and missed. Got him with some high cheese up around the elbows. 3-2 now on Keller. Big pitch coming for Memphis Dempsey. He looks to the 3-2 pitch. Down and away. Keller takes for ball 4. Third walk of the ball game for Dempsey, and that's 2 on now with 2 outs. For the top of the order, and Nathan Blem, who didn't even have to take the bat off his shoulder his first time up, a 4-pitch walk. Check that, that's Braxton Garner at the plate. And he hits a rocket to left, but it's right at the left fielder Trenton Allen, who makes the grab to end the inning. A run across on a hit, 1 error, and 2 left on for the Wellington Eagles. They lead at 1-0 as we move to the bottom of the second on 105.7 KPMX and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Yep. So courtesy in high school, they allow for the pitcher or the catcher to can sub in a runner with no penalty. You're not taking them out of the line of the card.
Did you say sub also?
No, just sub run for. Yeah. So they do it so the catchers can get the gear on and ready to go, and then they let them do it for the pitchers too. No. Does get credit for the run scored if he scores it on the stat sheet, but then but you can't like mix. So if you use that guy as the courtesy runner in that spot, he's got to be the courtesy runner every time for that guy.
Leading off for the Tigers, left fielder Trent Allen.
Bottom of the second inning, Tigers trailing 1-0 here at Tiger Field in their home opener against the Wellington Eagles, thanks to a sacrifice fly and an RBI from Wellington's left fielder Tanner McLean. Trenton Allen, the left fielder for the Tigers, will look to see if he can get himself on board and get the Tigers back even and possibly ahead in this bottom of the second inning. The Allen, Ethan Felzine, and Robbie Carrasco, 4, 5, and 6, due up against Tanner Gray, who sent down Sterling in order in the first. Righty-righty matchup as the first pitch to Allen is low. Allen checked his swing, but the home plate umpire said no, he didn't. 0-1 the count on Trenton Allen.
The second inning rather opens up with Trenton Allen check swing called at home plate by the umpire.
Gray.
Pitch in the dirt from Tanner Gray. So
The 0-1 misses up and in, gets past Jarrett all the way to the base of the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike on Allen, the senior. Just 1 plate appearance this season. Does have a run scored. Looking for his first knock of the year.
last year hit 343.
The 1-1 pitch on the way is
Second best
outside. 2 balls and a strike.
46.
Hit well over 300 a year ago, did Allen. Slotting into the cleanup spot in this Tiger lineup. Looking for some big bats to drive in some runs this season. Pitch misses low again, but another check swing, called a swing by the home plate umpire. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Trenton Allen. Gray again with 10 strikeouts in 4 innings of work coming into today. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Allen down on strikes. Second punch out today for Gray. Does have 6 walks to go with those 10 strikeouts in 4 innings. So, I mean, do with that information what you will. I would deem that effectively wild, if nothing else. Now to bring Ethan Felzine to the plate. Felzine 3 for 3 against the Fort Morgan Mustangs back on March 9th. The first pitch to Ethan is on the outer edge at the knees for a called strike. Felzine, a couple of runs batted in. Sophomore season saw him struggle at the plate a little bit, but trying to cement his spot as the go-to first baseman this season. The 0-1 offering is roped into center field. How about a 4 for 4 start to the year for Ethan Felzine, as he's got the first knock of the day for the Tigers. And it's the first base runner of the day for Sterling, and that'll bring Robbie Carrasco to the plate. Fan favorite, Lil Rob, still looking for that first hit here in 2024. Hitting out of the 6th spot in the lineup. He's got Felzine over at first with 1 away. 1-0 Wellington here in the bottom of inning number 2. Gray's first pitch inside to Carrasco. 1 ball and no strikes. Robbie, I would say, with the best eye offensively at the plate in this lineup. Pitch down and away. That gets through Jarrett and all the way to the screen, and Felzine's going to move up on the pass ball by Nolan Jarrett. Guarantee you he's going to wish he'd snagged that one a little more securely. 2-0 on Carrasco, and the tying run now in scoring position. Robbie looking to bring him home. Gray, couple of checks out to second. The 2-0 pitch is north of the strike zone. 3-0. Would have been belt high to just about every other hitter. It was letter high on Robbie Carrasco.
Gray has the arm tucked in.
3-0 on Carrasco with Felzine at second. The 3-0 pitch too far inside. No, a late strike call by the home plate umpire. A generous strike one. It's 3-1.
Line it up again here. 3-1 the count.
Robbie with that back foot planted nearly on the inside line of that right-handed box. The 3-1 home from Gray. It's in the dirt. It's off of the catcher, Jarrett, and Felzine with an excellent secondary lead is going to move up to third. It's going to be a walk and a wild pitch to advance the runner. And now you've got runners at the corners for the freshman. Memphis Dempsey with a hit and 2 at-bats so far this season, a chance to help his own cause. Runners at first and third with 1 away in a 1-0 ball game. Wellington up in the bottom of the second inning.
So how we doing now? Getting comfortable?
The pitch in the dirt, smothered by Jarrett, doesn't get far enough away to advance either Carrasco or Felzine. 1-0 on Dempsey.
1-0 the count. Robbie Carrasco took a little bit of a lead there off of first base, but as soon as he saw that Jarrett
Gray
front stays put.
Checks Carrasco as he sets. The right-hander takes a peek over to third, looks over his shoulder. The 1-0 pitch on the outside edge. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dempsey hitting 7 today with C.J. Gonzalez and Brendan Welsh behind him. 8-9 in the order before getting back to Andrew Wright at the top of the Tiger lineup.
Barrel on the plate, ready for the 1-1 here. Gray.
Couple of checks again by Gray. The 1-1 pitch. Check swing by Dempsey, and he got a piece of it, and it'll be fouled off towards the Tiger dugout along the first base side.
Now 1-2.
1-2 on Dempsey. At third is Felzine. At first is Carrasco. A base hit for Ethan Felzine. A walk to Carrasco. A couple of wild pitches in the inning. Well, a wild pitch and a pass ball, allowing Felzine to get himself into scoring position. He represents the tying run. Throw over to first. Diving back in safely is Carrasco.
Make sure that Felzine doesn't get any ideas.
1-2 is the count on Dempsey. Gray, couple of long looks again. Now the 1-2 home, all the way to the backstop. It gets past Jarrett, into scores Felzine. Carrasco coasts into second. It's a wild pitch, scoring a run, and we're tied at 1 each here in the bottom of the second inning.
2-2 count.
Second wild pitch of the inning to advance a runner. To go along with a pass ball. 2-2 on Dempsey, and now the go-ahead run for Sterling. Stands in scoring position at second base. Gray checks and delivers the 2-2. Ground ball back up the middle. It's gloved by Keller, the shortstop. Sets, throws to first in time. Carrasco advancing to third on the ground out. 6-3 on the putout to erase Dempsey. 2 down and a runner at third for C.J. Gonzalez. Gonzalez was the starter in the win over Fort Morgan on the Hill. He got the victory on 5 innings of work, gave up 4 runs, 2 earned on 4 hits and 3 walks. As he takes a pitch way outside from Tanner Gray for ball 1. Jarrett laying out to snag that one before it brought in the go-ahead run. Gray again effectively wild this season. Big right-hander into his windup. The 1-0 pitch. Catches the knees down the center of the strike zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gonzalez this season at the plate. 2 for 3 with a couple of runs batted in. Has a double. Wide open stance for the right-handed hitter. 1-1 from Gray is on the outside corner again. 1-2. And now Gray a pitch away from getting himself out of trouble here in the bottom of the second. 1-1 our score with a runner at third and 2 down. Gray ready. Jarrett sets up away. The 1-2 pitch coming home is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tigers, in their win over Fort Morgan a couple of weeks ago, collected 8 stolen bases. Not been overly aggressive thus far in their limited opportunities. The 2-2 misses up and in around the chest of Gonzalez. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 9-hole hitter Brendan Welsh waits in the on-deck circle, hoping to keep a 2-out rally going for the Tigers. The payoff pitch to Gonzalez. Down and away, ball 4. Ball gets away. Carrasco chugging home. He will score. It's another walk and another wild pitch, and it's a 2-1 Tiger advantage. Here in the bottom of the second inning, both runs have scored courtesy of wild pitches from Tanner Gray as he just overthrows whatever that go-to pitch is. I can't tell if it's a slider or a fastball that's got just a little bit of cut on it, but he definitely overthrows it, yanks it into the dirt, and Nolan Jarrett just is not able to corral it behind home plate. He's been busy back there so far in this second inning and has not been successful in playing hockey goalie. CJ Gonzalez will be the runner at first after this visit to the hill by the Wellington coaching staff. Brennan Welsh will be the man at the plate. This visit to the mound is brought to you by First National Bank in Fleming. Be certain in your financial institution and be certain in the management team at First National Bank in Fleming, member FDIC. Welsh, a senior, still looking for that first hit. Does have a run batted in this season. He's got Gonzalez on at first with 2 down. Tigers with their first lead of the day, up 2-1 here in the bottom of the second. First pitch in the dirt, smothered by Jarrett. That'll keep Gonzalez at first. Welsh ahead, 1-0. Long-standing is the belief that the 9-hole in the lineup is where you hide your worst hitter, but it's long been my belief and the belief of many others, especially at the high school level, that the 9-hole is where you put one of your better on-base guys. As a throw over to first gets Gonzalez diving back in safely. Essentially give you somebody that can flip that lineup over, get you back to the top of the order. Basically back-to-back leadoff guys, 9 and 1. 1-0 pitch. Welsh takes one outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
2-0 count. Runner on first.
Welsh hit by a pitch in that game against Fort Morgan. In fact, Sterling hit by a couple of pitches, drew 11 walks, and struck out just twice in that 17-4 win a couple of weekends ago. 2-0 pitch, got one he liked, pops it up, first base side. Jimenez at the fence, makes the grab, and that will do the inning. But the Tigers, on a couple of wild pitches, able to push across a pair of runs. They take a 2-1 lead to the third. 105.7 KPMX and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Third, 2-3-4 hitters. Jimenez, we did great. Coming up for the Eagles.
You're crushing it.
Yep.
This is a lot of work, guys.
That's a good volume out there. Sounds good.
Good.
You're going to look pretty bored, the old folks give you a match.
Yeah, people weren't happy with Peter and basketball. I didn't care.
Throwing everything after you did that.
What's hurtful word? No. Even if they were trying to, I feel confident. Deal with what you want to say.
You're not going to wrong, I think it's probably the most sensible, right?
No.
Leading
How?
off top of the third for the Wellington Eagles.
Maybe,
First
but
baseman
yeah.
Parker.
Girls don't cry. Girls don't cry, guys.
Top of the third inning, Tigers holding a 2-1 advantage as Parker Jimenez will step in. The big first baseman hitting from the left side, popped out to the third baseman his first time up, and he gets jammed by one again as he floats it foul down the third base side. If Dempsey can avoid the leadoff walk, he's walked the leadoff man each of the first 2 innings. Right-hander's 0-1 is grounded sharply past a diving Gonzalez at second and into center field. A seeing eye single up the middle of the diamond for Parker Jimenez. And it wasn't a walk, but the leadoff man is on for the third consecutive inning for the Wellington Eagles. Tying run on now for Carter Whedon. Whedon a soft liner to short, his first time up. Dempsey will take a look over at first. The first pitch drops down and away for ball one. 45 pitches deep for Dempsey thus far. Again, the pitch limit is 110. That's what you're allowed before you have to exit the ball game. The 1-0 pitch at the knees, outer edge, 1-1. The only caveat there is that if you're in the middle of an at-bat when you hit that 110 mark, you're allowed to finish the at-bat against the batter you're facing. But otherwise, your day is done when you hit that 110 number. The 1-1 pitch just misses below the knees to Whedon. 2 balls and a strike. Dempsey's been flirting with that 50-50 ball-to-strike ratio pretty much all game long. He certainly had to grind through the first couple of innings. The 2-1 is ripped down the left field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. If it's foul, it's not. And luckily for the Tigers, it's foul. And Whedon throws the hands up in despair as he thought he had himself an extra base hit off the fence and left. Instead, he heads back to the plate with the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff man aboard in Parker Jimenez. He singled up the middle. 2-2 on Whedon. Dempsey shakes off one, nods to the second, takes a look over at first. The 2-2 pitch. Chopper foul, third base side. It'll stay 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carrasco about a step and a half off of the cut of the third base corner. Maybe 3.5 steps off the line. Malzine holding Jimenez on at first. The 2-2 again is a bouncer back up the middle. Diorio bouncing on the short hop. Thought he had it in his glove. Goes all the way to second before he realized he never got it. Everybody's safe on the E6. And now you've got runners at first and second with nobody out. Second error of the ball game for the Tigers. They had an error in left field on Trenton Allen. He didn't get down on a baseball that bounced through his legs. Diorio thought he had that one in the leather and didn't realize it never cleared the dirt. And the first pitch now to Tanner Gray is in the dirt and all the way towards the backstop as it gets through Bamford. And the runners move up an extra 90 on the wild pitch. Now you got to tippy-toe your way out of this one if you're Memphis Dempsey, with runners at second and third and nobody out. The 1-0 is a called strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Same spot that Dempsey got the called strike 3 against Gray in his first at-bat to freeze the big sophomore at the plate. The 1-1 pitch, that one's in the dirt, smothered by Bamford as he keeps it in front of him. 2 balls and a strike on Gray. 2-1 Sterling. We're in the top of the third inning. Both teams putting their runs on the board in the second. The 2-1 pitch, fouled back, a dip and a drive from Tanner Gray, but he got underneath it and sends it to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Waiting on deck.
Jimenez at third, Whedon at second. Corners creeping in for the Tigers. The 2-2 on the way, outside and low. Sliding stop by Bamford as he moves to his right. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Got to dig deep here if you're Memphis Dempsey. Find an out if you can get one. The payoff pitch is roped to right field. It's going to be played on a bounce by Welsh. In to score is Jimenez. Everybody else had held up. They weren't sure if Brennan was going to make the grab on the liner or not. It'll be an RBI single for Tanner Gray, and Gray ties the ball game at 2 each. And now you've got runners at first and third with nobody out for Tegan Greiman, who drew a walk his first time up. Dempsey took a long look to that first base dugout, looking to the coaching staff of this Tigers squad. Scott Diorio in his second year. Went 15-7 a year ago, 16-7 overall as the head coach. Runner takes off. It's a hit and run, and Greiman fouls it back to the screen. Gray will have to head back to first. Gray moves well for his size. Anybody who watched the Wellington football team knows that, and he was busting for second, trying to keep his team out of a potential double play. 0-1 to count on Greiman. The pitch just misses the top of the strike zone. 1 ball and 1 strike.
1-1 count.
A run in the second, a run in the third for Wellington. Falzine holding Gray on at first. The 1-1 in there for a called strike as he scrapes the bottom of the strike zone. Ball 1, strike 2 now on Greiman. The pitch in the dirt, knocked down by Bamford. Good sliding pickup by Kaysen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Go-ahead run standing at third for Wellington in a 2-2 ball game. Dempsey ready. The 2-2 just misses. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. That ball just a shade outside and maybe a hair low. Those are both big maybes. 3-2 the count. The payoff pitch is sky left field. Trenton Allen in the tracks makes the catch. Tagging and scoring is Whedon. It's another sac fly and another RBI for Wellington. And the Eagles have the lead once again. They're in front 3-2. Gray remains at first. 1 out. Deegan Kaiser at the plate, but first a visit to the mound from Coach Diorio. See if Dempsey's day is done or if they elect to keep him out there, see if he can work his way through this third inning. He's given up 3 runs on 3 hits thus far and has dealt with traffic throughout, and I think that's going to do it for Memphis Dempsey. They're going to make a pitching change. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll sort through those changes for you. It's coming up next. Tigers trailing 3-2 on 105.7 KPMX and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
And it's going to be CJ taking over. CJ Gonzalez will try to settle things in defensively for the Tigers here as he starts his warm-up. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Sterling Tiger Baseball, and here in their home opener for the 2024 season on AM 1230 KSTC. Guessing it's going to be a straight switch.
Hey, so it's 1 out?
Yeah, 1 out. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this back up. You turn the master volume down. A bit more.
New pitcher on the hill as the right-hander CJ Gonzalez takes over. Our pitching change is brought to you by Northeastern. Whether you're looking for a specialized certificate, an associate's degree, or you're just getting started on your 4-year degree, Northeastern has the path for you. Find out more at njc.edu. Gonzalez, a senior, so we mentioned, went 5 innings against Fort Morgan. Got the win, 4 runs, 2 earned, a 2.80 ERA. It's a straight swap as Dempsey moves over to second defensively, and the first pitch to Deegan Kaiser is popped up. Shallow left, coming in, Allen, and he'll make the catch. And now Gray, who got all the way to second, is going to be doubled up at first. How about that? 1 pitch, 2 outs, inning over. CJ Gonzalez gets the job done in as efficient a manner as you can. 3-2 Wellington. We head to the bottom of the 3rd on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
7-6-3 double play, but the Wellington Eagles scored 2
Okay.
runs. They ready to take the lead. It's 3-2 Tigers offense. They have work to be done. Top of the order coming up right. Diorio and Bamford here on KSTC.
I was surprised to see him out there. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, don't know. Maybe he just assumed that he was going to get an error out of that thing and he could just keep running.
Yeah. Or maybe he thought there was 2 out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have this.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make sure it's not. Not that hard. Okay. Look, if you got
Bottom of the 3rd inning, Tigers on the wrong side of the scoreboard again, trailing 3-2 here at home against the Wellington Eagles. Our 3rd inning brought to you in part by Farm Bureau Insurance. Contact Melinda Hutt for all your life, home, auto, farm, and ranch insurance needs. Stop by 431 West Main in Sterling or call 970-526-0202. Either Tanner Gray forgot how many outs were in the inning, or lost track of the baseball, or had some miscommunication. One way or the other, he was standing at second base when Trenton Allen made the catch and left on that pop fly by Deegan Kaiser, and by the time he got back to first, he was doubled off on the 7-4-3 double play. Andrew Wright, for the second time today at the plate, takes a pitch way outside for ball 1. Wright got a 3-2 count his first time up, struck out swinging on the payoff pitch from Gray. The 1-0 is a fastball that paints the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tigers have been out hit 3-1. They've been outscored 3-2. The 1-1 breaking ball doesn't, stays high, goes all the way back to the screen. 2 balls and 1 strike. When he gets everything moving in the right direction, he's hard to hit, but boy, he can lose the handle on it on occasion as the big boy misses up and in to right. 3 balls and 1 strike. Gray rocks and fires. The 3-1 in the dirt, ball 4. Excellent base runner aboard for Sterling as Wright takes over at first with nobody out, and Dayton Diorio steps in. Dayton, a lazy pop fly to the second baseman, Deegan Kaiser, his first time up.
Such a hot start in his freshman season, and then struggled a little bit
See
the
if
back half of the season.
Wright's on the move early. He's not going here, and the first pitch called a strike. Looked like Jared came out of the crouch to get to that baseball on his way up to bluff a throw to first, but umpire calling strike 1. Gray Quick toss over to first. Andrew barely a step off the bag, back in easily.
Peek over at right again with the upper body turn.
Gray checking. Now the 1-0-1 on the inside corner. 0-2 on Diorio. Again, a blazing start to his high school career last year, then cooled off rather dramatically before starting to find his form late in the year. See if he can kind of maintain and avoid those big waves this go-around. The 0-2 offering in the dirt. That gets all the way past. Will take second. Takes a big turn at second. And from the Keystone, watches to make sure that ball gets returned to the pitcher. So another wild pitch out of Tanner Gray. Gets the tying run into scoring position. Still nobody out in the inning. We're almost an hour deep into this ball game. Only in the bottom of the third inning. The 1-2 pitch is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Diorio adjusts the batting gloves, now digs back in. Gray checks the runner. The 2-2 pitch is grounded deep in the hole at short. Backhand stop. Keller sets throw to first. It's not in time. An infield single for Dayton Diorio. The second hit of the day for Sterling. Advances right to third. Runners at the corners with nobody out for Case and Bamford. Bamford, the team leader in runs batted in so far this season, knocked in a trio of runs in the win over Fort Morgan. Gonzalez with 2, Felzine with 2, and Wright with 2 RBIs each. Bamford with 3 on the year. Couple of doubles to his credit so far this season. Flew out to right his first time up. Toss over to first, and Diorio dives back in, and the throw back to the pitcher from Jimenez nearly sailed over the head of Tanner Gray. 3-2 Wellington, bottom of the third inning, but the Tigers have the tying run at third. Go-ahead run at first. The pitch to Bamford is high. 4-1, misses up around the shoulder area.
Jarrett takes a look around at both corners before throwing back to Gray. The 1-0
1 ball and no strikes on Bamford. Goes through his usual routine. Digs in on the inside of that inside line of the batter's box. Pitch in the dirt, skips away from Jarrett. Coming home is right, and he'll win the race to the plate. Another wild pitch in the dirt brings home another run for the Tigers. All 3 runs have scored via the wild pitch. And it is a 3-3 ball game. Tigers have been robbed of 3 potential runs batted in thanks to the ineffectiveness of Tanner Gray, who has walked 3, struck out a pair, and has given up 2 hits. He's got 5 wild pitches and a pass ball in this ball game. The 2-0 is high. 3 balls and no strikes on Bamford. Andrew Wright reached on a walk. Dayton Diorio an infield single. Out at second is Diorio. The go-ahead run now for Sterling. The 3-0 pitch. Diorio takes off for third. The throw down is not in time as Dayton gets the fingertips in on the bag ahead of the tag from Blem. It's a walk to Bamford and a stolen base for Dayton Diorio. Runners at first and third. And still nobody out for Trenton Allen. Maybe this is the inning the Tigers finally bust the cover off the offense and put some runs up in bunches. Put a crooked number up last inning. They'd love to do it again here in the third. The first pitch to Allen is swung on and missed. He was hunting a home run on that swing and came up empty. Struck out swinging his first time up, did Allen. Tell you what, he does not get cheated at the plate. Now he shows bunts, and Gray's going to step off the back of the rubber and reset. After that home run hack from Allen, I don't think they expected to see him square up to bunt. That's why Gray decided to step off and reset things. DiOrio off of third. Bamford inching off of first. And they'll toss over to first. Mainly trying to see if Sterling's going to attempt the double steal. Jimenez came off of the bag at first and looked immediately towards DiOrio to see if he was breaking for the plate on that pickoff move. Bamford, good speed at first. He's deceptively fast. He takes off, pitch away, throw down to second is off the mark, and Bamford's in there with the stolen base. 1-1 the count on Allen after the pitch away to the Tiger left fielder. 2 in scoring position and nobody out. Staying at third is DiOrio. Bamford now at second. Second stolen base of the inning for the Tigers. The 1-1 is in the dirt. Doesn't get far enough away from Jarrett to allow DiOrio to come home. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Stop himself with Jarrett slowing up that baseball.
3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 left on for Wellington. 3 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors, and 1 left aboard for Sterling so far. The 2-1 on the way. That one's inside. It gets past Allen. They say that's ball 4. It'll be a walk for Allen. And the wild pitch brings in run number 4 as the Tigers take the lead. And now all 4 Tiger runs have been brought in by pitches that have gotten past the catcher. And that will prompt a visit to the hill by Coach Jimenez. 2 on, nobody out. Ethan Felzine coming to the plate. This visit to the mound for Wellington, brought to you by Pete's Farmers Co-op. Farmer-owned in Pete since 1915. Your one-stop shop for all your ag services. Call 970-334-2204. I can tell you right now, this is going to be Wellington's MO this season. They are going to ride the horse that is Tanner Gray as far as they can this season. They've got 3 quality options, guys that are back for their sophomore seasons in Gray, McLean, and Moore. That's Luke Moore, who's not in the starting lineup. Tanner McLean and Tanner Gray. But I think Gray is going to be the guy they're going to lean on heavily this year with his stuff. Felzine, a base hit up the middle his first time, takes a pitch inside as he turns that front shoulder out of the way. Felzine also scored the first run for the Tigers. 1-0 the count with Bamford at third, Allen on at first. Toss over and Allen will scoot back in standing. Tigers have done just enough this inning on the base paths to get in the head of Tanner Gray. A couple of stolen bases, and then obviously the wild pitches allowing Sterling to kind of run roughshod across the base paths. 1-0 pitch, fouled back to the screen. Felzine evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ethan off to a perfect start at the plate. He's 4 for 4 to start the year after a 3 for 3 performance against Fort Morgan a couple of weekends ago. Righty-righty matchup. Gray sets. Long look. Now the 1-1 in the dirt. It's knocked down by Jarrett. Allen's going to move up to second. That ball did not get far from Nolan Jarrett, but you can tell after being battered the last couple of innings, blocking balls in the dirt, that he doesn't have quite the same pop as he once did getting out of that crouch. It's one of those games as a catcher you question your life choices. The 2-1 pitch misses high to Felzine, 3-1, and now Gray is a pitch away from walking the bases with nobody out for Robbie Carrasco. Tigers could turn this game sideways in a hurry. Up 4-3 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The 3-1 on the way, and Felzine bails him out, pops it up towards second. Kaiser underneath makes the catch. That looked like it may have been ball 4, but Falzine chased one up around the hands, and that will be the first out of the inning. Bamford stays at third. Allen remains at second. And Robbie Carrasco, who walked his first time up, is at the plate.
Coach DiRio looking across the diamond. It is runners the signal.
The first pitch to Carrasco is poured in from Tanner Gray for a called strike. Gray has seen that pitch count jump up to 60 now for the ball game. 35 of those have been out of the zone. He's got 10 more balls than strikes today. Pitch called a strike. Back pick down to third, and the third baseman, Nathan Blem, was not even playing on the bag. And he had to slide and make a nice pick out of the dirt behind third base to keep that ball from ending up in left field. 0-2 on Carrasco. The 0-2 pitch. Carrasco takes it in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Probably not afraid to swing the bats with 2 strikes. Good strike zone recognition. Makes quality contact. The 1-2 is up and out of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Keep in mind that a lot of this comeback predicated on the fact that C.J. Gonzalez came on in relief in the top half of this inning and stopped a Wellington rally on just 1 pitch. He got 2 outs. The 2-2 in the dirt, and Robbie's works the count back full on 3 straight pitches out of the zone. It's 3-2. It was Tanner Gray's base running gaff in the top of the 3rd inning that allowed the Tigers to get a double play on a fly ball to left to get out of a potential jam. The 3-2 to Carrasco is inside, ball 4, as Robbie had to dance out of the way of that one. And that will load the bases for Memphis Dempsey. Dempsey was on the hook for the loss until C.J. Gonzalez came in and bailed him out. Now he has a chance to help tack on some runs. He'll get a no decision today. Dempsey went 2 1/3, gave up 3 runs, 2 earned on 3 hits. As the first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. A strikeout for Dempsey today, walked 3. He battled some command issues as well, as he gave up 3 wild pitches in the ball game. Another back pick down to third, and it gets past the third baseman and into left field. Bamford's going to score. Allen goes to third. Carrasco on to second. Jarrett trying to get Bamford napping at third. That ball actually went under Kaysen as he dove back to the bag, and it couldn't be gloved by Nathan Blem, the third baseman. A throwing error on the catcher. Jarrett brings in another run. Sterling has yet to drive in a run of their own volition today. And now it is a 3-0 count on Memphis Dempsey. 5-3 Sterling. They've put 3 runs up here in the 3rd. The 3-0 home is low, ball 4. Dempsey draws the walk, and that's going to be it for Tanner Gray. Coach Jimenez is headed to the mound. We're going to have a new pitcher for the Wellington Eagles. They trail 5-3. Tigers have put a 3 spot on the board in the 3rd to take the lead. New pitcher when we come back on 105.7 KPMX and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Chris, did Dayton have a base hit?
Yeah, he had that infield single.
That's right. I did with dirt. So I can encircle the thing in my book. Early season for everybody.
All right.
Oh no.
Blem from third and Gray to third.
Thank you guys for singing for us.
Back at Tiger Field, new pitcher on the hill for the Wellington Eagles. Tigers with a 5-3 lead in the bottom of the third inning. The former pitcher Tanner Gray heads to third defensively, and the former third baseman Nathan Blem takes over on the bump. This pitching change for Wellington is brought to you by Premier Farm Credit for over 100 years, providing reliable and consistent credit to our ag community. Visit premieraca.com. Young Mr. Blem making his second appearance of the season. A 12.6 ERA. He's gone an inning and 2/3, given up 3 runs, all earned on 2 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout. So Sterling and Wellington both going to their respective bullpens before the 4th inning. Memphis Dempsey out of the ball game. Partway through the top of the third. Again, 2 1/3 innings for Dempsey. He'll take a no decision. 3 runs, 2 earned on 3 hits, 3 walks, and a strikeout. Book's not closed on Tanner Gray yet. He's responsible for the base runners at first, second, and third for Sterling. CJ Gonzalez coming to the plate. Bases full of Tigers. Gonzalez walked his first time. Allen at third, Carrasco at second, Memphis Dempsey at first. And the first pitch to Gonzalez, laced into center field for a base hit. Allen will score. Carrasco stops at third. Tigers going station to station, but it's an RBI single for CJ Gonzalez. And the Tigers have now doubled up the Eagles. It's 6-3 here in the bottom of the third. Still only 1 out for Brennan Welsh. Tanner Gray, 2 1/3 innings, has given up 6 runs, all earned on 2 hits, but has walked 7 and struck out a pair. Again, still responsible for Carrasco at third and Dempsey at second. Welsh checks his swing on one up out of the zone, but the home plate umpire calls it a strike. 0-1 on Welsh. Ian Denning, the courtesy runner at first for the now pitcher CJ Gonzalez, started the game at second base. The 0-1 breaking ball is swung on and missed. It gets away. Carrasco will score. Everybody else moves up as well. Wasn't sure if that was a foul ball, but Welsh never made contact. It's just another wild pitch and another run in for Sterling to make it 7-3. That RBI single by Gonzalez was the first run batted in for a Tiger team that has 7 runs scored today. The other 6 have scored either by error or wild pitch. Pop-up by Welsh down the first base line. Hot in pursuit is Parker Jimenez, but he can be hot in pursuit all he wants. He's not going to make up that kind of ground. It's still 0-2 on Welsh. Brennan popped out to first, his first time up.
Enjoying a near 70-degree day here on the northeastern plains. Bleacher is pretty full too.
Dempsey standing at third. Denning, the courtesy runner for Gonzalez, is at second. As Sterling has put a 5 spot on the board now in the third and lead it by 4. 7-3, 1 out, 2 in scoring position. The 0-2 to Welsh is rolled towards short, picked up by Keller. The throw to first is in time for the second out, but it's an RBI ground out as Welsh brings in Dempsey from third. And going second to third is Denning. And the Tigers have batted around here in the third inning as Andrew Wright will step to the plate for the 3rd time today. He started this inning with a walk and would eventually come around to score. 0-for-1 officially as he loops one down the first base side, foul, but it's going to get out of play. 0-1 on Wright. So the book is officially closed now on Tanner Gray. 2 1/3 innings, 8 runs all earned on just 2 hits. Walked 7, struck out 2, 7 wild pitches, and a pass ball as well. The 0-1 way outside. Diving stop by Nolan Jarrett behind the dish. Evens the count at 1-1. Good crowd here on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon for Tiger baseball. Blue skies, few scattered clouds off on the horizon. 1-1 pitch. Popped up, first base side. Jimenez underneath it will make the catch, and that will end the inning. But Sterling puts 6 runs on the board in this third frame to take an 8-3 lead. We head to the fourth on 105.7 KPMX and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
With a sizable, comfortable lead so far in his first full inning of work, see what he does when we come back here on KSTC. It'll be McLean, bottom 3. The number 7 hitter, number 11 McLean. Yeah.
Chris, go!
The crew.
The gang down here.
Leading off the run to left field, number 11, Tanner McLean.
Top of the fourth inning, Tigers with an 8-3 advantage over the Wellington Eagles. Tanner McLean, Nolan Jarrett, and Cade Keller 7, 8, and 9 against C.J. Gonzalez as he delivers the first pitch, and it's fouled off by McLean for strike 1. Tanner McLean hit a sac fly to drive in the first run of the ball game for Wellington to give them a 1-0 lead in the top of the second inning. Tigers would regain the lead 2-1 in the bottom of inning number 2. Wellington would 2 more runs on the board in the top of the third to make it a 3-2 game. Sterling answers with 6 in the bottom of the third as that one is roped in to left for a base knock. Allen, learning from his previous mistake, gets down on the baseball and makes sure that it does not skip past him in the outfield. That is the 4th consecutive inning that the leadoff man has reached for Wellington. Walks in the first and second inning, base hits in the third and fourth innings. Nolan Jarrett, the catcher, hit a single to left his first time up. That's the ball that got through Allen and to the fence and allowed Jarrett to end up at second base, the first of 2 Tiger defensive mistakes in this ball game. McLean at first with nobody out. First pitch swung on and missed as he took Jarrett up the ladder for strike 1. Our fourth inning is brought to you by Rudy's Tires. Locations across the area means there's always a Rudy's Tires location close by. They can even come to you on the farm. Visit rudystires.com for more information. 0-1 pitch, misses down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike.
1-1 the count.
Eagles have out hit Sterling 4-3, but Sterling has the 5-run advantage, up 8-3. We're in the fourth inning. The 1-1 home. Jarrett goes to a knee and takes a huge hack there and comes up empty. 1-2. CJ. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He got Jarrett with a fastball inside for the first out of the inning. That's the first punch out of the year for Gonzalez. Surprisingly, in that 5-inning outing against Fort Morgan, did not collect a strikeout. But he gets his first one here today as he delivers a big bender that Cade Keller takes for a called strike. 0-1 on Keller. Leadoff single for McLean. He's on at first with 1 out. Keller, a walk his first time. Runner takes off for second. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. And just in ahead of the tag is McLean. It was a hit and run for the Wellington Eagles. Keller couldn't make contact, but McLean got a good enough jump that he was able to get in just ahead of the sweep tag from Diorio. The 0-2 pitch misses high to Keller. 1 ball and 2 strikes. McLean's now in scoring position for Keller, trying to cut the deficit in half, trailing 8-3. The pitch dips on the outside corner. See ya. Called strike 3. Keller down looking for the second out of the inning. A pair of punch outs now for CJ after giving up the leadoff single. Runner remains at second for the top of the order in Braxton Garner. Garner walked his first time and lined out to left his second. He's 0 for 1 officially. Breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Gonzalez, of course, broke onto the scene last year here at home against the Bennett Tigers, in which he put up a stellar performance. The 1-0 misses high, 2-0 in a 5-inning win. All 15 outs recorded by Gonzalez were strikeouts. 2-0 from CJ, fouled off the end of the bat. 2 balls and 1 strike. Gonzalez is steady Eddie as they get in terms of personality. He's generally unflappable, as they say. He'll spin and look the runner back to second. I think more just to kind of reset himself, get a little more comfortable in that stretch position. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, tied him up in knots with a fastball up around the knuckles. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You can tell Wellington got a little lackadaisical with Memphis Dempsey on the hill because they are looking all out of sorts at the moment. The 2-2 pitch just inside. Garner scoots out of the way. 3-2. Gonzalez gets the sign. The payoff pitch. It's swung on and missed. Ball gets away from the catcher, Bamford, but he'll toss it down to first to put an end to that one. A trio of strikeouts in the inning for C.J. Gonzalez. Gives up a leadoff single, no damage. 8-3 Sterling. Bottom 4 next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Tigers looking for another big inning. Try to work towards Mercy. Roll up by 5 here in the home opener. Yep. I just go to Walmart. They have them over there. Yeah, in the sports section there. If you just walk down there, they've got like the golf balls and stuff, and you walk, and it's just a little section in there. Yeah.
When I was a kid, it was probably about
Oh yeah.
All Tigers as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. 8-3 Sterling, thanks to a 6-run 3rd inning. Our 4th frame brought to you by Gordon Insurance. Be prepared for everything life throws your direction. Get car insurance, life insurance, farm or crop insurance. All of it at Gordon Insurance. Call 970-526-6139.
It's a good one to end on.
It'll be Dayton Diorio, Case and Bamford, Trenton Allen, The 3 guaranteed up, 2, 3, and 4 for Sterling as the sun starts to work its way towards the horizon in the west.
Not even being biased, it's the best sport to watch. Like even in football, they huddle too much.
Nathan Blam, who came on in relief last inning to get out of that third frame, misses high to Dayton DiOrio for ball 1. Dayton a pop out and an infield single to short. 1 for 2 today. Crowd continuing to grow here at Tiger Field as DiOrio skies one foul out of play towards North 7th Avenue. 1 ball and 1 strike on the Sterling shortstop. Dayton taking the spot that his brother occupied before graduating. Pitch called a strike, upper end of the strike zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Blem works out of the windup. Right-hander kicks and deals. Bender stays high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tigers with just 3 hits in the ball game despite the 8 runs on the scoreboard. But they have been helped by a bevy of walks and a variety of wild pitches. The 2-2 to DiOrio, that's strike 3 and he knew it. I don't know what he was looking for, but that's not what it was. A fastball on the outside edge, and Dayton watches it by for the first out of the inning. And that is the first career strikeout for young Mr. Nathan Blem. Cason Bamford, a fly out and a walk today as he steps to the plate. 0 for 1 in the scorebook, but does have a run scored. He pops one up foul towards the backstop. It's going to get out of play. 0-1 on Bamford.
Come on, lady, catch the ball.
Cason settles in. Blem winds and delivers. The 0-1 popped up foul and out of play again past the press box this time.
0-2 the count. Blem looking for back-to-back strikeouts to start things off here in the inning. Eagles certainly need
No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch outside. Bamford takes it away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tigers set down an order in the first, but then 2 runs in the second, 6 in the third. The 1-2 to Bamford. Swung on and missed. Blem pulled the string there a little bit and had Bamford out in front. 2 up, 2 down on a pair of punch-outs for Nathan Blem. And that'll bring Trenton Allen to the plate. Allen a strikeout and a walk today, 0 for 1 as well. Tigers drew 11 walks in their win over Fort Morgan on the 9th of March. They have drawn 7 more walks today, so 18 walks in a total of almost 9 full innings of offense. 8 2/3 innings. They've drawn 18 walks as a team. 1-0 pitch misses low again to Allen. He's ahead 2-0.
2-0 count.
It's really hard to gauge offensive numbers when you're just not getting quality pitches to swing at.
Last year, wore number 8 as a junior. This year as a senior, wearing number 2.
The 2-0 pitch misses down and away as again Jared has to kind of sprawl out to get to that baseball. 3 balls and no strikes on Allen. 2 down, nobody on. 8-3 Sterling. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The 3-0 on the way. Called a strike on the outside edge. Allen taking all the way. It's 3-1. Tigers would need to put 5 runs on the board to end this ball game early, up by 5. Allen takes the 3-1 pitch outside, ball 4. 2-out walk to Trenton Allen. Keeps Wellington from their second 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. Sterling has not set down Wellington in order. In fact, the leadoff man is reached in every inning for Wellington today. Does look like we got some people warming up in the bullpen for the Tigers, but I can't tell if that's for this game in particular or if that's for the JV game to follow. Ethan Felzine, first pitch swinging, skies it into shallow right field. It's curving towards foul territory, and Braxton Garner in full sprint cannot get there. It'll be a foul ball for Ethan Felzine, and he'll get a second crack at it. Trenton Allen was 2 steps around second, headed for third. Instead, he'll circle around and go back to first. Felzine, base hit and a fly out today, 1 for 2. In fact, his knock in the second inning was the first of the day for Sterling. Runner takes off. The 0-1 is hit pretty well to left, but Tanner McLean has got it, and he'll make the grab to end the inning. 2-out walk means nothing for the Tigers. Both teams put up donuts in the fourth. It's 8-3 Sterling heading to the fifth on 105.7 KPMX and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Mine's at 100, so. When did you get in here?
A few minutes ago.
Huh. I didn't know that. Hold on. Who got this answer? If you need, just ask Chris.
That Chris, not this Chris.
Not this Chris. Huh? No, go ahead.
Inning number 5 is upon us. Tigers leading 8-3 here at Tiger Field in Sterling in the home opener of this 2024 season for Sterling. 1-0 on the year, looking to make it a 2-0 start, up 8-3. More than halfway through this ball game. Fifth inning brought to you by Kuski's Fuel Service. Sent your propane delivery scheduled today. Stop in on Main Street in Crook or call 970-886-2121. Lefty Parker Jimenez at the plate. CJ Gonzalez kicks and fires and misses outside for ball 1. Jimenez a fly out and a ground ball single through the center of the diamond.
1 for 2, pop up to third, and a single up the middle. No far.
Pitch misses low. 2 balls and no strikes.
20 pitches thrown in relief.
Gonzalez ready. Misses up and away to the lefty Jimenez. 3-0.
Jimenez, Reed, and Gray, the 2-3-4 hitters, do up for Wellington here. They've got 9 outs to work with to try to work into this 5-run deficit.
The 3-0 pitch is called a strike on the edge. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Outside edge. Gonzalez, the righty senior, facing off against the lefty junior.
Gonzalez asks to recycle the signs with Bamford. The 3-1, foul back to the screen, and it's 3-2 now. Gonzalez came on in relief in the 3rd inning, needed 1 pitch to pick up a double play and get out of a jam with his team down 3-2, misses on the payoff pitch up and away, ball 4. So we have played 4+ innings, and in every inning, the leadoff man is reached for Wellington in innings 1 through 5. 3 walks, 2 base hits, and it looks like we're going to get a runner for Jimenez.
Liam Jones, the junior, and 6'2", taking over.
Pinch runner will be Liam Jones at first for Jimenez. Hitting in place of the big first baseman.
Be back out there at first base.
You're allowed a substitution and one free re-entry of a player defensively in high school baseball, so I'd imagine Jimenez will step back out there in the
Check throw to first.
bottom of the fifth. Toss over by Gonzalez with the newly entered Jones in the ball game. Gets him diving back in. Not a bad play by Gonzalez there. Catch him off guard, fresh into the game, maybe not entirely aware of what's going on. Breaking ball down and in to Carter Whedon for ball one. Whedon 0 for 2, a fly out, and has reached on an error today. The 1-0 up and in around the knuckles of the Wellington center fielder, 2-0.
Realized the baseball was not in his glove by the time he got to the bag. It was sitting at the initial spot.
Nobody out, runner aboard. 8-3 Sterling here in the top of the fifth inning. The 2-0 pitch is popped up. Shallow left. Backpedaling is the second baseman Dempsey, and he will make the catch for the first out of this fifth inning. That will bring Tanner Gray to the plate. Tanner has been solid at the plate. He took a called third strike his first time up,
Gray himself lost the out count, or if the coaches told him.
but then singled his last time up as the runner takes off for second, and the breaking ball misses away, and Bamford has no shot at getting Liam Jones, who got an excellent jump at first. And with that bender down and away from Gray, Bamford just could not scoop and throw in time. The 1-0 pitch misses high to Gray, 2-0. Gray was on first when Gonzalez entered the ball game. Coaxed a fly ball to left, and I don't know if Gray lost track of the outs or if the first base coach lost track of the outs, but Gray broke on the fly ball. It was caught and left by Trenton Allen, and they were able to double him off at first on a 7-4-3 putout to end the top of the third inning. Pitch in for a strike. It's 2-1 on Gray. Runner at second, one out. The 2-1 is popped foul, out of play. Towards that first base side, it's 2-2. Again, Gray, that big upright stance, slightly open with that front leg. A lot of power in those legs. The 2-2 pitch is in the dirt. 3-2 now on Gray with Jones out at second. Pitch was in the dirt. Bamford was able to corral it between the shin guards. The payoff pitch to Gray is chopped towards third. Carrasco snags it on the bounce. Runner takes off with him in front of him, and Diorio circling around to third will take the throw from Carrasco, and he'll apply the tag on Liam Jones. Jones had no idea where Dayton Diorio was defensively. He saw Carrasco make the play and thought he could sneak over to third, and that Robbie was going to go to first with it instead. He circled around, did Diorio, and he takes the throw on the 5-6 putout at third. The fielder's choice puts a runner at first with 2 outs now as Gray's aboard for a new hitter for Wellington.
That was a called strike. The 0-1 from Gonzalez.
0-1 pitch, popped up foul and out of play. 0-2 the count on, I guess that is
3 Tigers here, runner on first, 2 outs, top of the fifth.
still Tegan Griman, the DH, who's 0 for 1 with a walk and a flyout.
Last year, the Tigers here at home.
Pitch misses high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's listed on the roster as number 21, but he's number 23 on his jersey.
Until the bottom of the fifth, where they scored
1 ball, 2 strikes on Greiman. Runner at first with 2 down. The pitch up and in, and Greiman ducking out of the way nearly broke the plane of the plate with the bat. Instead, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got to be careful how you wave that bat behind your head when you're ducking out of the way. The 2-2, breaking ball in the dirt, 3-2.
Full count, 3-2.
With 2 outs, the runner Gray will be moving from first.
Varsity gets off the bag as the infield backs up.
Tigers up by 5, trying to keep it that way here in the top of inning number 5. Gonzalez takes a peek over. The payoff pitch. See ya. Called strike 3 on a dandy of a hook from C.J. Gonzalez. Runner stranded in the 5th. 8-3 Sterling. Bottom 5 coming up on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Scoreless for a second inning in a row. 8-3 Tigers, bottom of the 5th. And it will be Carrasco out of the 6th spot, leading things off with Dempsey and Gonzalez 2 up behind him.
Hey, Chris. Are we getting this close to the building so we
Yes, sir.
Close the door, though, keep them over.
I'll leave it open for you.
But she's freezing.
We are cold. It is a bit frigid.
You girls have your fancy jackets.
Yeah, I'm not very thick.
Yeah, shout out
No, they're not.
Mr. Diorio.
They are cute, but not for the warm.
They're good to win. That's why they're.
Yeah, they're windbreaker. Not very thick.
not even that
Bottom of the 5th inning, Tigers with an 8-3 lead. Our 5th frame is brought to you by Stubbs Gas and Oil. When you're traveling sports fans, you need that one-stop shop that has it all, and you'll find it in Wiggins. Take exit 66A on I-76 to get the Stubbs Gas and Oil. Tigers will send Robbie Carrasco, Memphis Dempsey, and C.J. Gonzalez 6, 7, and 8 to the plate against Nathan Blem. Came on in relief in the 3rd inning of the starter, Tanner Gray. Blem has gone an inning and 2/3, has not given up a run, has surrendered a hit, walked 1, and struck out a pair thus far.
Third base, 22.
Meanwhile, Gray, who's on the hook for the loss, 2 1/3 innings, gave up 8 runs all earned on 2 hits, walked 7, and struck out 2. C.J. Gonzalez in line for the victory right now. 2 2/3 innings. He's surrendered no runs, just 1 hit, has walked 1, and struck out 4.
Tailgate pulled up, down each.
Carrasco has walked twice today, and he'll take a first pitch strike from Nathan Blem, who gets ahead 0-1.
Plenty of folks here inside the actual park sitting on
Wellington was able to set down Sterling in order 1, 2, 3 in the first. They have not been able to do so since then,
Nathan Blem,
as Carrasco swings and misses at the 0-1, and I believe that is the 3rd time today that Robbie's been behind
so far.
2 strikes. I know his last at-bat he got behind 0-2 before working the walk.
Plenty of relief.
Behind 0-2 now.
One gone.
The pitch swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Blem, who is suddenly racking them up.
3 strikeouts for Nathan Blem, and 1 gone here in the bottom.
1 away, base is empty for fellow freshman Memphis Dempsey. That is strikeout number 3
Used to seeing the number 8
for
Memphis Dempsey.
Nathan Blem.
Number 8. 0 for 1 with a walk and run scored. Carrasco back and done.
The pitch
0 for 1. He walked both.
misses just below the knees for ball 1. Dempsey is grounded out and walked today 0 for 1. 3 runs on 4 hits, an error, and 5 left on for Wellington. 8 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, and 3 left on for Sterling. 1-0 pitch. Sky down the first base side. Long run, Jimenez. That ball will curve out of play. As I mentioned, Jimenez does come back into the ballgame defensively. He was lifted for a pinch runner in the top half of the inning, but allowed to re-enter defensively, so he is back there at first.
Jake Diorio's the one warming up right now in the bullpen.
1-1 the count on Dempsey. The pitch up and in. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Dempsey takes one up and in. 2-1 the count.
Tigers with 3 games on the schedule this week. Home again on Thursday against Colorado Academy.
2-1.
The 2-1 pitch fouled off the fists back to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
2 balls, 2 strikes on a foul tip.
And then on Friday, the makeup game on the road against Bennett that was graciously snowed out by Mother Nature a couple of weeks ago. The 2-2 pitch is rolled back up the middle behind second, snagged by Keller, but it's off the heel of his glove, and it'll be picked up by Deegan Kaiser, but he's not going to have a play. An infield single
Number 21, C.J. Gonzalez.
for
Skipped off, so that's a bit of a
Memphis Dempsey.
decision there on if that's going to get ruled officially as a single or an error.
4 hits for Sterling
Single for now.
to match Wellington's 4 hits. Tigers, though, with a 5-run advantage. And at the plate, C.J. Gonzalez squares to bunt and ducks out of the way of a pitch up around the noggin. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 out.
He was the first one to face off again.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Tigers need a 5 spot on the board.
Blocked as well. Left straight around third last.
Gonzalez showing bunt again and again takes a pitch out of the zone. This one misses low and away. 2-0. Up by 5. You got to win by 10 to end a game after the 5th inning prior to the 7th. The 2-0 pitch high to CJ. 3-0. Gonzalez a perfect day at the plate, a walk and a single so far. 1 for 1. Dempsey the runner at first with 1 away. Blem gives him a look as he sets. The 3-0 home to Gonzalez, called a strike, splits the plate to get on the board at 3-1. Shout out to the Sterling Tiger Music Boosters providing concessions today at the ballpark. 3-1 pitch to Gonzalez, in at the belt, called a strike. It's 3-2 on CJ.
3-2.
That kid's a freshman, too.
Kids working the concession stand to earn money for their music trip coming up spring 2025. 3-2 pitch from Blem is in the dirt, and Gonzalez works the walk. First and second with 1 out, and that'll bring the 9-hole hitter Brennan Welsh to the plate. Welsh is grounded out and flown out today, 0 for 2 officially. Does have a run batted in as he was able to bring a runner in from third his last time up on the ground ball to short. Welsh, the right-hander, against Nathan Blem, fellow righty. And the first pitch, right on right, is on the inside corner for a called strike. Welsh shakes his head in disagreement as he steps out, takes a couple of practice hacks, checks the play call from Coach Diorio, and now digs back in. Dempsey off a second. Gonzalez away from first. Check that. That's a courtesy runner at first in Ian Denning as the pitch misses high.
1 ball, 1 strike.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Shadows getting long here on Tiger Field with the sun starting to work towards the horizon.
Welsh settles back in.
Over down the
Blem
baseline.
sets, glove at the chest. The 1-1 on the way, and Welsh skies one. Left side, it's hooking foul, and it will fall in foul territory. Tanner McLean unable to chase it down. The count 1-2 now on Welsh. Bottom of the 5th brought to you In part by Coons Pump and Well Supply. Don't wait until the last minute to solve all your irrigation, well, and watering problems. Call Coons Pump and Well today at 970-522-2035. The 1-2 home, dips down and away. Welsh hangs up on the swing.
2-2 count.
Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hold things back.
Couple of runners aboard for Sterling with 1 out. Nursing a 5-run lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 2-2 home. Welsh pops it up behind the plate. Jarrett trying to find it, and he cannot make the basket catch. He got spun around, was trying to find the ball, had the glove straight up over his head, and then realized he was going to have to make the basket catch, and it goes off the fingertips, so to speak, of the glove. It'll be a foul ball, and Welsh gets another crack at it. Still 2-2 on Brennan. New life for Welsh. See if he can do something with it here. The 2-2 again, swung on and missed. So Blem bails out his catcher and gets Welsh swinging for out number 2. Runners remain at first and second for the top of the order, and Andrew Wright. Wright, a strikeout, a walk, and a flyout today. 0 for 2, but does have a run scored on the afternoon.
Strikeout, walk, flyout, strikeout, single, walk, strikeout.
The pitch fouled off the hands back to the screen by Wright. It's 0-1. Nathan Blem has done everything Wellington could have asked of him since coming on in relief of Tanner Gray.
Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Tigers up by 5 here in the bottom of the 5th.
The 0-1 to Wright is poked into left field for a base hit. Around third is Dempsey. He's chugging for the plate. He will score. Sliding into third is Denning. Into second coasts Andrew Wright. It's an RBI double for Wright. And the Tigers have a 9-3 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Just the second run batted in of the day for Sterling. They got an RBI single out of C.J. Gonzalez. Everything else is scored either by wild pitch or error. That brings Dayton DiOrio to the plate. Dayton 1 for 3 today. Takes a healthy rip at the first pitch from Blem. Comes up empty, 4-strike 1. Talk about what Blem has done since coming on in that 3rd inning. Really put together a quality outing out of the pen. Pitch misses in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike on DiOrio. Gave up a single to C.J. Gonzalez, but since then a ground out, a fly out, couple of strikeouts, a walk, a fly out, a couple more singles, another walk, and a pair of strikeouts. Pitch in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike on DiOrio. Denning is DiOrio's flown out, singled, and struck out looking his last time up. He got frozen on a fastball from Blem that was center cut. I don't know what Dayton was looking for in that situation, but apparently it wasn't a fastball. 2-1 pitch is hit sharply to short, off the shoe of Cade Keller and into left field. 1 run scores. In to score is Wright. It'll be a 2-run error off the shoe of Cade Keller, who tried to backhand that well-struck ground ball. And Sterling's lead grows to 8. It is now 11-3. And with Case and Bamford coming to the plate, the Tigers have a chance to end this one in short order. Case and Bamford represents the game-ending run with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, and Sterling in front by 8. First pitch, Kaysen takes a home run hack and fouls it to the Wellington dugout for strike 1. Bamford 0 for 2, a fly out, a walk, and a strikeout today.
0 for 2 with a line run scored back.
DiOrio will get credit for 1 RBI, but not the second. No, check that. He won't get credit for either RBI with 2 outs in the inning. Pitch misses in the dirt to Bamford.
Just outside.
1 ball and 2 strikes on the Tiger catcher.
11-3.
DiOrio was warming up in the pen a little bit ago, possibly to take over for C.J. Gonzalez if this game got extended much longer. He'll take off for second. Bamford will golf one into left center field for a knock. DiOrio's going to get the wave around. He's galloping around third. Bamford into second. It's an RBI double for Kason Bamford. And the Tigers now lead at 12-3. Back-to-back doubles by the Tigers.